All right, well, that's a clip where we'll be able for Fen Usai, the former president, Dr. Idriss by Koroma, inside 2019. He be pay a visit na State House after we he be don't hand over power to the now president, Dr. Julius Madabio. As una see inside that clip, he be talk about political tolerance, he be talk about inclusion, and he also be talk about cohesion. But from that time day to now, Salon people don't they wonder wetin be really go wrong between the two leader them, the outgoing Denton and the president and President Bio. We been get the mantle of leadership now for rule the country, and after in first time he been go back into an elections and he been win for the second time as the president of the Republic of Sierra Leone. And now a lot of people believe say the former president they exile na Nigeria, but according to waiting the public then put out there in lawyer then say it dey Nigeria on medical grounds. As we all know, say it is stand treason trial na the courts. Well, if the intention there all they happen, waiting lacking, waiting missing, we'll talk about the leadership na Sierra Leone. Now that's what they can discuss this morning. And we get a political analyst, we also na a lecturer na the Furabe College Department, and Ego can use this particular clip on herself don't see as a case study for analyze what it might don't go wrong, and if also this same moment Usai First Idriss by Koroma and President Julius Madabio they get a handshake, and we see the entire executive of the APC and SEF leaders them within a government then a one room for discuss issues that we will promote the country. Good morning, Dr. Tarawali.
Good morning, Khadija and Mabel. Apologies, talk to you in very long traffic. Feel like say the motor not move at all.
All right, we don't see the clip. We sent it to you since last week. For let yourself go watch try for put your thoughts them together as the expert will you be in some of the conversation there. And going back 2019 and immediately from the transition from the then APC government to the SLPP, we should say former President Koroma pay a visit to President Bio then in a State House. It spark a whole lot of debate, and then they even FIBA like say peace they among them. All of a sudden, President Bio they stand trial, treason trial now, lot of tension. Going back, what if you say might don't be the problem?
So first thing first, the views we are going to express, these are my personal views, and I'm not getting nothing for do with either international idea, or say I mean the head of the country program or the Department of Political Science and Furabe College. These are my personal views, and it's difficult for pinpoint something exactly waiting don't go on between the two political leaders and by extension the two political blocs them na Sierra Leone. But what happened in 2019 was not the first, right? It's not unique to former President Koroma visiting President Julius Madabio. It's not that unique, right? In 2007 when President Koroma became president, he got good interaction with President Kaba. And not to one, not to two term with the then vice president, the late Solomon Ikumabera, but they go to State House. They go find President Koroma, and where possible, he offer advice, and you see a very good relationship among key leaders of the country for push the country go before. He serves the country well when. And they don't need to be friends. I say this all the time. They don't necessarily need to be friends, but they need to put the country in interest before. There are several schools of thought, and this can only be speculative. Waiting go don't go wrong, and some of them perspective that they speak about our ability as leaders for acknowledge the dispersed nature of power, right? And I'll take time for explain waiting this mean. Some people be they argue say, and I don't know if they're true or not, but they argue say, after President Koroma had handed over power, he moved largely Bide Makeni. He was still chairman and leader of the APC. And there were times when if you like people, they go pay homage to them, right? You get some diplomats and they come, and then they go there. You get some important decision there about the APC. They run go there, right? Some people have argued that it creates a scenario as if you can get two parallel powers and authority in the country, and maybe states has not been to appreciate that one day. We've got no facts, but some people don't raise that kind of question, and they say, if you buy like I say, you get two big powers. Where these diplomats come, we don't come out state house, you don't see President Bio, you drive go McKinney, you go see former President Koroma. And in this way, seem for shape power between two important people. You get this kind of attitude in Sierra Leone. You don't govern, na me own term, right? We don't know the facts about that. But I feel, and this is from an academic perspective, is that over time, we're not able to acknowledge or understand, say, power is dispersed. Power scatter across people, across hands. Yeah? I give a couple of examples. Go to the US right now. You get 5 living former heads of state. 5. Bush Senior did it. Bush Junior did it. Jimmy Carter just died. Bill Clinton did it. Obama did it. Biden did it. Then you get Trump. Right? 5 former presidents, all alive. And they all did it. And the states recognize that these are former presidents. You give them the authority where they're supposed to get. Secret Service still provide protection for them. And some of them, they are not friends. Yeah? Obama can always go out during elections for the Democratic Party for go campaign for a candidate. They have got clashes here in President Trump, right? Now they can't talk about that and so they can't talk about that and But what all of them have kept is the unity of the country, right? And I said, the US comes above every other thing. I think that the challenge we get. And the other thing where they happen there, now the fact said the same nature said power is dispersed. And this was thought about in the democratic governance space. That no one organ or no one person will get absolute power or absolute authority. The executive will play your role, parliament will play your role, and the judiciary will play your role. They all go checkmate one another. But beyond that, it's an acknowledgement that there are provisions so how they sit down and talk. And I see what happen in the US right now, because the Democrats and the Republicans not able to agree on a budget, right? You don't get a shutdown of the government in the US. Although that is not good, but it is a mechanism provided by the Constitution through which you are able to bring the opposition and the government to sit. In this way, the opposition say, we'll get with your interest. We want to protect Medicaid. I want to protect Obamacare. These are all important things for we, right? Republicans say, no, that's not a priority right now. Government shuts down, but they'll come back together, right? A give and take, then they give you own, then they give you own, and we'll sit down and resolve. I think we have to develop a culture with time. And that culture, therefore, do for you 2 things. That you acknowledge that you have served. I don't serve, I don't do my own part. Yes, you remain an important citizen. You can still lend a voice in the political landscape, but you do so in moderation, acknowledging that I don't serve. Second, the under power, for acknowledge, say, power is not absolute. And it is okay for former presidents to live and let themselves share a voice and let their voice exist. It is this cooperation and collaboration, accommodating one another, that will make the country go before. I think, in my own view, it is that process of accommodating one another. And we're not able to go and say, presidents and go come on power, then go live long. And we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 presidents. We all don't be former presidents. They're all there alive. If we're able to accommodate all their views and together.
So that culture of accommodating, we, for your own view, now that you think say Salonit for adopt, yes. Unlike advanced democratic countries, them where you make mention of the US, for example, but we see in terms of accommodating, just the clip we watch in 2019, we see this culture of accommodating. We see both the outgoing president by then, where now Dr. Idriss by Koroma, and the incoming by then, where now Dr. Julius Mada Bio, they now as the president. You can see smiles on their face, as they even shake hands and go get that meeting there. Osai Salon Misam will reach a point now. Whether then two people are there in communication are a big question right now, because we see even the tripartite committee recommendations that will come out. One of them are for be led publicly, people see them to leader, like how we see them so in 2019, but up till now, we haven't seen that. We don't know if they're in communication. Outside the nation, Misam.
So that it tells you that this is not impossible, right? For two former leader and a current leader sit together. And I agree that the symbolism of seeing former President Koroma and His Excellency President Bio sitting together, having conversation about the growth of the country, go de-escalate a lot of tensions. It go bring the country much more together. I think so also Misam over time, you get radical elements them across the political divide. We don't emerge, you know, where people feel say the more critical you are, or the less accommodating you are of the other side, it means say you are more dedicated to your group, right? You can see one I can watch and see when I guest and if they come, then go one for shouts above the roof, because they want to go back, let them go validate that in groups and say, when I went there, I defended my group, I did the right thing, I represent my interests pretty well. I also feel it's another thing where we can improve. I wouldn't say we get it wrong, we can improve. Is for let the two leaders acknowledge that they both carry an enormous responsibility. And they all two don't get the unique privilege of being the first gentleman of the Republic. And when you citizens, about 7 million of us, almost 8 million, decide, say, one of una will be the first gentleman of the country, I think it's a privilege, it's an honor, right? And we're not for allow we individual differences take us away. We don't know the details of what make President Koroma in Nigeria. We know he was standing trial. But I feel say if this attitude in 2019 had continued, right? Sierra Leone would have been a much more stable society, a much more peaceful country. And for me, I feel we all go back to the drawing board as a country and ask ourselves the question, is this the kind of states who are left to picking them? Who say one political divide, stand on your own, and they even engage quite actively with the other one? Or we want a society where we can disagree, but we're not enemies. And from time to time, we can sit together and talk about the growth and development of the country.
Dr. Tawali, when you talk to somebody else, you'll get the opinion, say, one of the problems where Sierra Leone they suffer from politically, now that the two political parties that we can contest elections, after the elections, we one to emerge as the winner, they're not able to draw the line between politics and governance. Politics them, all man go into in political organization, campaign to the citizen them for votes. But after that, a political party no they exist again. Now, a political party now in governance supposed for exist. Where that's not the happen na salon. You think say na the problem there?
We major problem, Dija, and a question of so me column and people can begin to talk about. I don't talk this like a 1 million term. It's the question of tribal politics, right? And I always don't say we not get, maybe I don't know if not the 1 million term is what they talk about. We not get tribalism necessarily. Because the academic definition of tribalism na the primitive hatred for another person because una get different tribe, right? Una get different ethnic orientation. We don't ever get people that meet up in the streets today, they fight because they're in a team or they're in a Mende. No. When people they meet for make relationship, the last question anyway they ask, so who's your girlfriend come on. Sometimes I pass baby ask you one day say, hey, mama no well, yeah. Hey, who say mama day? Say on a put lock on a bow, right? That's the time you know. So and tribalism in its most primitive sense is I don't want I just want to kill you, stop for it for your word. I just want to eliminate you because you come up from another tribe. We don't have that. What we have is ethnic politicization, where the two main political parties, they use the strong ethnic identities within and then two political parties there. So for make a case say, you are where you are because not to me when I born at another position there. And if me when I born at another position there, I go able to take you at the next level, right? And the other thing we don't contribute to that, and before I move to that, if you come and say the problems are all the same. If you go and read all the manifestos of the two political parties, not just a change of words, right? We all agree say we need water. We all agree say we need good roads. We all agree say we need electricity. We agree say I teach in the university. They say picking and how they pass was. Then get 8 A's. They can't even construct simple English. We all understand say we want an educational system that works, right? A government at the local and national level that provides services for its citizens. We not disagree on that, day. But what don't happen over time, now the fact say politics has become existential. Existential in the sense, access to state resources is associated with the political party where you belong. For me, top people like we they able to go out there, get any alignment and get a job has become difficult. Yes, there are a few instances. So people now believe, and I don't see instances where one government change, somebody will get one important job, they sack him. Now that government back him, somebody back can get another public sector job, they sack him. So people believe, even the one who are not being political, they don't go and take membership into them political parties, believing that their means of survival is tied to active membership into political parties.
Dr. Teo, when we talk about politics, none of the political experts them. Mm-hmm. Now that for be the definition of politics, say because I want to get access to state resources, as opposed for belong to a political party with the in governance. If my party not in governance, I no go get job, I no go get access to proper medical.
So that is not it. The barest minimum definition of politics is a contestation of ideas. Politics is an everyday life. You wife na us, they disagree na us every day. Even if the plasters with them for cook na us, right? And your ability to negotiate and say, okay, daddy yesterday you want Castle leave for cook and for you today we say, yeah, daddy said giving up, it's okay. Yesterday I want Castle leave for cook and today we want soup, it's okay. That ability for learn ideas and contest and learn and negotiate is what we refer to as politics. What we have done in this part of the world is to pervert the meaning or the actual practice of politics. Is to now say, if you want a good life, if you want for benefit from the national cake, or conversely, the reason why make you are where you are, the reason why you are poor is because this group na then in power, and this group na so people of this tribe na then dominates the, and until we succeed for overthrow them, sorry for the word overthrow, for take them out of power, we young group come, you no go benefit. And one or two actions don't happen where people get for belief say, yes, me I don't know because me name sound this way, or me name sound that way there, right? And so I think we get them kind name the way, they can pigeonhole you, right? If you call your name, 99% say I will gauge the part of the country who I come out. And if I gauge the part of the country who I come out, 9 out of 10 chances are able for tell the political party who I belong. Whether are they there or not, right? They're able for pigeonhole you say, okay, this one here, so in name Bokari Boakai, possible say na boy come out, possible say na SLPP. This na Khadija, possible say na Tonkolili baby, and therefore na so. So that pigeonholing day, some people don't suffer from that.
Even me today, I can always say, yes. Me na an example where I be lost a job based on my surname.
Good. So it make people, if you not a professional, it will be make you feel say, okay, this job I don't lost so. Well, until they say I had it now, well I go there, I go also be there. It is this thing that divides people gradually, but we get a responsibility for acknowledge say the ordinary Mende man na pujo. It's not better off because the SLPP is in power. The ordinary Timni man na Wala in life not been significantly changed because the APC been in power. What we truly do need is a set of leaders we commit for put the country in interest. And before I just end that point, and you know, the best thing we can benefit from is to draw from the diversity of the country, right? Because we get different brains and different expertise from across different sectors within society. So an SLPP government for benefit from the diversity of the nation as much as an APC government for be defined by the diversity of the nation. Now this will make the country go before.
Let me look at the two major political parties, the APC and the SLPP. Because if we talk about peace and cohesion and politics, the political leaders, there must be willingness from their own path for ensure that this happen. From then two political parties, is there any sign of willingness? Say either of the political party them ready for that thing we've been talking about earlier. We've been talking about accommodating each other for ensure say peace and cohesion day. Well, are we seeing it from the political leaders?
So first of all, we're seeing that peace, right? The Norwegian academic Johan Galton say peace is not necessarily the absence of war. So he defined two types of peace. He say positive and negative peace. Positive peace, na total cooperation and we all in harmony, right? And whereas negative peace, if you buy like a right? You warm under, then equal pantap, right? What we aspire to are actually positive peace. But peace also means freedom. Peace also means liberty, right? Forget the opportunity for say what you want, for criticize the government. But peace is all, and this is why it's important, peace is also a state of being internally to yourself. Do you feel peaceful? Do you feel okay? And I don't need to transfer to other people. So noting that peace then leads to stability, and stability is the bedrock for development, I think it is not impossible that we can sit together as a country. In fact, as it is, we are running out of time as a country. We're running out of time for get a sense of leadership whose focus it is to bring the country together and say, let we all come together as one country. This is not to say we will not have disagreements. Imagine that man meet you go pay beaucoup money to marry this woman. You got that money until no one see yourself. No, so tensions will be there, right? But to answer your question, I feel it's absolutely possible. And the way out to this is two things. One, the leaders have to acknowledge, across the two political parties, they have to acknowledge that on their own, they have a responsibility, a moral, and those of them, the other one, they believe in God, a moral and legal responsibility. If they choose you among your peers to be leaders, how prosperity will judge you? When President Koroma leave power, when President Bio will eventually leave power, you want to go sit and say, this is what I did in my country. So then, first of all, get a responsibility for acknowledge, say, we need to bring the country together. And then move on with that spirit to the followers and say, listen, the way out for Sierra Leone is not a system where one group gain power and set out the others. It's a situation where we conduct clean, free, fair elections where everybody trusts, right? Because all of those are contributing factors to peaceful nation. When people believe, say, oh, this election not reflects what me think say for be, right? Clean elections, citizens accept the elected authority, and the people then coalesce and then work together. I give you the example of America. It doesn't mean Democrats and Republicans are friends. But what they have done is, what the citizens even force them to do is to push the national interest. Yes, they have a shutdown on the government, but the citizens who put, right now, they gauge public opinion. Who say public opinion day, right? With the follow up, common sense go prevail. Then sit down back and say, let's open the government and let move in the interest of the country. So for us, maybe for answer your question, common sense first of all has to prevail. Acknowledging that the best place for live, it is joy. What joy we go get follow President Bio, retire as president, and go na Tihu, go build fire, who stay, live there in peace. The same way the joy we President Koroma will get, he continue for Stena McKinney in peace. The next president come, he knows say, I have 2 former presidents, accord them that respect, and them equally accord the sitting president that respect the opportunity for government. That's what we need.
Dr. talk about ideas, because politics is about ideology. Yeah. And a lot of people will join political party based on ideology. Either your own idea align with my own personal ideas, I will feel comfortable. A lot of people might not don't born then day, but political history will teach you, say, a certain political party for Salon who don't get the SLPP and the APC for a very long time. Let we go back to political history and see the pattern of governance. Which one of them party are you go say based on the ideology and the way how then they practice governance don't centralize peace and inclusion within the government? Because we see Usai, where President Bill take over, he set up a commission of inquiry where a lot of people get the opinion say, now they miss him for bring everybody together. That commission of inquiry. But again, other people hold the opinion say, everybody get right for give account of his stewardship. The APC rule 10 years. Let them give accounts. Because during their own term, they're accused of corruption and so many other things. Then 2 political parties, how then they in governance, who's one based on their ideas, they prioritize inclusion, Doc.
Oh, that's a huge thing. So 2 things, political ideology, and the second was the COI a problem. Yeah? So now I go divide into 2 questions there and say, as a student of political science, I feel sometimes I struggle. What is the ideology of the 2 political parties, right? So if you go to countries like the UK and the US and other things, political parties are defined by known ideological principles, right? So you know the Conservative of the UK, they believe in a smaller government, right? And a state way strong and all the other things. Labour believes in a much more duvet democracy, where the states can provide protection for its citizens. You go to America, Republicans, they are more of a rights of politics, capital and capitalism and all the other things. If you go the same US, you look at Democrats, a bit of social democracy where the state provide. So you see a clear division. You have political parties who are driven by environment, like the Green Party of the UK, right? So we believe for protects the environment. To be honest, and with respect to the 2 main political parties, I am not sure either of them was founded on a strong, well-established political ideology. None. Yeah? And I'll give you the truth. If you go back to history, in 1951, when the SLPP was established, it was established as an opposition to the then Creole-dominated, right, civil service, the way they work like the colonial masters, and we want for takeover governance at the time of. So it was the protectorate, right? We all within outside of Freetown. So okay, which was what is the palm tree symbolizes. No make them Creole and can't take over power. That was how the SLPP was founded. The APC, Shaka Stevens and all the others were members of the APC, right? They were a breakaway faction. We believe in a different way, right? Shaki believes, say, let's get elections first before we go for independence. So he started the EBI movement, the elections before independence movement, right? So it wasn't not significantly ideological. It gets to a point when a lot of people believe, say, the APC became slightly more socialist leaning, right? Cater for the wider public, in membership diverse, right? Then form na Fobe Road and Guard Streets. Eh? The ordinary baby na Abacha, you get the same rights with you will get PhD, right? At some points there early 2000, right? APC begin divert to that, were more of a socialist democracy. in the days of Pakaba, a lot of people will believe, say, SLPP was diverting into more conservative, ideological beliefs, suicide, Bookman, and the elites and all the other things. All of those ones have faded away. And the parties that are retrenched into ethnic mobilization, right? And mobilize the strong people. And you understand? So you don't see that much of...
Before you go further, if you, in your opinion, believe, say, then two political parties are not get ideology.
They're not founded, I'm not saying they're not get, but they're not founded on a strong political ideology to which you can associate them with.
So how don't they function all this years?
And that's the point I'm telling you. They function by mobilizing the tribe. That is how the political parties have functioned. Ask 80% of anybody with the SLPP, how did you become SLPP? Ask 80% of the members of the APC, how did you become a member of the APC in the first instance? Yeah, because your papa na be APC, your mama na be APC.
So it's clear, you know, deliberate, na knowledge they not get for say. These are some of the things missing and the need for change the whole thing and get an ideology.
East Africa do that in the days of Julius Nyerere and all the other people. Then clearly say the policies of Ujama, villagization, let us use communism and develop societies. APC been begin like that, right? SI Koroma, the concept of self-help, right? And so then build hospitals, then I put lock on a Cambia, bringing people together. But you can't look at SLPP and APC say this is right wing or this is left wing, right? The established political ideologies in the world, they are none. From time to time, it depends on the leader. In the days of Pakaba, people may begin believe say maybe SLPP was leaning right? It was becoming more elitist-like, whilst APC was becoming more socialist. You know, it was led by grassroots people, Abacha States, all the home and the way, they tie the lapana, then get the party, right? In those days. But after a while, it go back to default position, and the default position is mobilize the stronghold basis. But maybe it's also difficult that in a society where people are not fully educated, can you really use Western style political ideology for saying that this we stand for?
We don't read them political party, especially during elections, when they present the manifesto them to the citizens them, then can always try for tweak them in a way that then can always say this manifesto is based on we own ideology. So we believe say oh they na power, everybody for enjoy. We believe say oh they na power, na education we for prioritize.
So policy priorities is different from ideology. So when Koroma came, yeah, he invested in infrastructure, good roads across the country. He invested in free the health, right? The health for, right? He did that. And he also invested in some education, right? Our education system, the free education system don't go through a period of change from the days of Pakaba. And that's what people don't understand. It was Pakaba actually, we started with free education at the primary school level, right? And we, and Koroma, I'm not pretty sure, but I think they move to Beke level, right? And with President Biona, I said, okay, we're going to complete it into the senior school. So all of that, go to the manifestos. All man go tell you that they build road. But ideology in politics says what fundamental established political ideology that drives your system. Is it a capitalist system? Is it a socialist? Do you sit left of democracy or left of center? The last time I read the SLPP websites, they say they are guided by social democracy. Right? Social democracy is a form of democracy that says we're not against capitalism, but we are not capitalist by nature. We go provide public services. We are a democracy that provide public services for our citizens. Is that different from the APC? No. In fact, the APC has had a very long tradition of being very linked to the Chinese Communist Party, where we bring citizens together, everybody gets share equal rights, equal opportunities. The point I'm saying is left of center, democratic left of center, say we lean to a more social democracy, feel this is where both the parties are, if you want to place them ideologically.
So could this be one of the problems of Salon, where the political parties them not get an ideology, but then just they follow based on tribal lines?
Okay, so what they do is you combine some of the needs of the people and you mobilize your tribe for let you get support. But you're not able for drive people and say, philosophically, ideologically, this is where we stand. Maybe it is difficult to do that because people might not understand what's in a social democracy. Mami, you know, na Kwenadugu, no understand, right? Say, for give tax breaks. You see America, right? When conservative then come, then believe, say, if capitalist system grow, give them tax break, then go invest in the economy and the states go get more money. We don't, maybe, and this is a very good point I am for, maybe we are not educationally and politically sophisticated yet for Labour Party then get those big brand ideologies. However, that does not stop us to say, okay, we believe in democratic governance and we lean towards the people, right? So that small people will begin to understand that. So you go sit down there and say, this party and this I believe in, and therefore I will support them. But go read the two manifestos, 2023 elections. They are not, the words can be different, but the commitments to health, to education, to social welfare, they're almost all the same. If you go abroad, you can, like countries like the US and the UK, you go see the clear disparity. Whose priority areas are one for invest? Whose priority areas where the conservative or Labour one for invest? It's very clear. Here, it's almost all the same. So I wouldn't fault them for this, but I think, say, as political parties mature, especially them parties, I say people don't take over 60 years, APC don't take over 50 years. As they grow, they should be defined by a more open and clearer political ideology. They will argue that
the question, if them political party are only focus for gain power rather than try for maybe do some restructuring and try for get a niche where you talk about ideologies.
I think they should do that. I think they should do that and begin for ingrain in their own citizens that philosophically and ideologically, this is what we believe in, right? You get contentious issues in Sierra Leone, for instance, issues of FGM, issues of same-sex marriage, right? The party should be taking ideological positions and say, we support this or we don't support this, right? I think gradually as you move on, because you get other people that will not go fit into these big broad brushes. Say SLPP is mostly southeastern, APC is mostly northwestern. So you get some people that will not, they don't want to be defined by those ethno-regional emblems. They want to say, no, I believe in this party because this is the party we believe, say, women never get equal rights. And therefore, I am a feminist. I am going to support this party because of this ideological. So I think the party should seek to draw and I feel there are leaders emerging in some of them political parties there. We gradually were able to drive them into those processes. But for answer your question about the COI, I think every government, right, when you come to power, you get different means for take stock of what you do happen at the previous regime. Some prefer a public process like this, the COI. The challenges of those public processes, they become acrimonious. So rather than building cohesion and actually prosecute properly people, right? Most people actually, way COI puts in a jail. Almost zero, right? They become hugely noisy, right? Spend beaucoup money, bring foreign lawyers and judges.
Well,
I feel the pomp and pageantry not reflects the reality. In principle, do I support accountability? Yes. But the pomp and pageantry around them, not really. All man be appeal, right? But people appeal and then go free then. After the appeal, most Sierra Leoneans don't even know what's happened in Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court. Some people then go up to Supreme Court, they were found not guilty, right? In other democracies, what they will do, and I'm not saying what was done was wrong, what they will do is you already have strong systems. Me, if you elect me president, I will never run. I say again, I know why I'm here for run for public office, but you develop strong systems, right? You already have the Anti-Corruption Commission, you have Audit Service, you get other state institutions. We go sit down properly, rather than I put the pomp and pageantry around a CEO and spend boku money. I use the existing systems for find out, Khadija been thief money. They bring the money first, scam. Nah, salon. We use them for build schools and road. And then ACC go, they try use small.
So you think the build up to all the instability will happen during President Bio in tenure as president? Now they start with the COI, now gradually transferred from the people that we feel like they don't even call them to the COI and all of that.
I wouldn't say that they start with acrimony done they between the two political parties, even in the days of the APC, right? We don't see who say they don't try people. The law they take your own cause. People go protest now. I then call themselves now lockout building. So I know that they go. I know if it was Lehman or that people, somebody go dash na the truck where they can go. People accuse persons and put them out. So I feel tension has always, And one of the big problems we'll get is we hardly fully accept the outcome of elections properly. We hardly. We can go along. Of course, 2023 was an outlier. We had the worst case of all the cases. But maybe apart from 1996, outside the regime, there not be the contest election. Every other elections have been, the outcome of every other election has been contested. Right? And people don't go believe, say, except you not be ever believe, say, they lost 2012, right? And then say they rigged the elections, now President Bio, and we in this, that. All those tensions persist. Same thing with APC. Do not believe, say, they lost 2018. And 2023 become even more apparent. So, for me, one way of doing all of this is, first of all, we get forget with state institutions and for work properly. We do some work with my office, International Idea, do some work with NCD, National Commission for Democracy. Part of their mandate are for to conduct what we call State of Democracy Assessment. One of the things that when they find out that State of Democracy Assessment is the fact, two important things we want for sure. One is the fact that a majority of Sierra Leoneans not believe, say, the justice sector or the justice system, they work fairly for everybody. People do not believe, they don't get too much confidence in the justice sector. They not believe, say, if me and you go to court, we will get fair trial, or sometimes they will favor you over me, right? The other thing we come up is the question that, what is the essence of democracy if I can't feed? It is called the economic dividend of democracy. Who cares if I live in a democracy where if I open the tap in the morning, what I know they run? I not get a job, I not get me picking up they go to a good school. What is the essence? All of that puts you in a very difficult situation and you begin for drag way. But the way out of that will be, again, I emphasize, you get to ask the purpose of leadership. For what extent do I want to be president of Sierra Leone? Was it no more for I get the position, I appoint the one that will support me? Or I want to be president of Sierra Leone because I want to leave a legacy and this contribution I want to make. I think that sense of commitment to nation first go help. Once the leaders and demonstrate that quality, then go bring the citizens. Change across the world no happen with 10 million people. It starts with one person and then go drag the others.
But Salon then at the right path based on all waiting that happen now leading to the 2028 elections. Because when you look at names of certain people we don't come out, so many go tell you say some names and they will not get no business for doing leadership, talk less of becoming a president na Salon. Are we on the right track?
Well, it's difficult to say. For the first part, we say people are not get no business for do with politics and governance as the Constitution make provision would I qualify for run for. So if you're a citizen, you reach a particular age, you can read and write, you can go and run, right? The other thing say, okay, add day it's ours, right? But let her answer the question, are we in the right path for 2028? You get a set of people who still believe me. Somebody don't tell me say that they can't hand over power to other person. Then to what can be more bonkers than that? Education supposed to do you one thing, not discernment, both for people to understand and read between the line and make judgment, right? So that's not one part. Just for try for build up or say if we're ready. The APC on the last count, where me rough the under over 18 presidential candidates. The ruling party, over 18 presidential candidates. That decision of who becomes the presidential candidate of these two political parties will make or break this country. But beyond that, important things the way we're not able for put together it is dealing with the fallout of the 2023 elections, the recommendations of the tripartite committee, and how do we implement those. And that's where I sit with the government of Sierra Leone, with my office International Idea, supported by the European Union, to say there are over 80 recommendations. How do we implement them? Because I talked to a cousin of, well, not a cousin, an old friend of mine, where now one of the people that we believe say, no, 2023 not done it. And I feel, sometimes I feel sad waiting politicians they do to citizens. It's wrong. We right? The idea of electoral justice, Khadija, yeah? That is already electoral justice. The APC had 3 options after the 2023 elections, 3. And I'll come back to the preparedness question because these all are part of it. The APC had 3 options. 1, go to court. The APC and Dr. Samura, they did not. 2, go on the streets. Yeah? Break the law and lead to violence and bug the country. They did not. 3rd option, it's a political action on a political protest. That is what the APC chose. They say we're not going to court because we not believe the judiciary. It go back to the result of the findings where we do, right? With CGG and IGI. Sorry, NCD and IGI. But we'll get back the memories of the war. So no use the second option, say, Lord, go on the street, Lord, bring all the people a law protest. And say, no, we're not going to participate in governance. That almost crippled this country for about 3-4 months, right? It was almost a de facto one-party state, right? So even the SLPP and the government was worried. Until you say one salty, will give all the ticker now. Right? It's a bit traditional old way. Then give you 10 mango. You bought take 8. You give you 2, say, this thing for B55, you take a 19 I want. It would mean to say, borders sometimes they go afraid for it or not, so in the panic, you give you fair share. So the international community, ICPNC, everybody came together. We resolved. We got an agreement for national unity. That agreement, they get 4 provisions. APC members of parliament and councillors go back. You pay all their allowances, right? All the provisions, Article 3 of that provision, they say, let's just get a comprehensive assessment of what happened at the election. Then lead way to tripartite. Tripartites don't come. It gets 80 recommendations. That is the electoral justice. Anything short of that, it's bonkers, right? But are we really paying attention to the implementation of those 80 recommendations? We go ensure, say, 2028 will be better than 2023.
So now the question back to you. Are they paying attention? Both political
A good
parties?
number of people aren't paying attention. I'll tell you because I know that process there. They support that process there. Huge progress that happened. Huge progress, right? I can tell you with certainty, over 48 pieces of legislations have been rewritten through our own support at the International Idea with the Office of the Attorney General, right? There are a few other things. We will not deal with it. Well, there are important issues that should be dealt with. For instance, there's a recommendation for the protection of citizens observers, right? We will deal with that under it. There's a recommendation for Sierra Leoneans and diaspora for vote. We will not deal with that under it, right? There's the question of result management. We have not dealt with that one yet. Well, processing they are on. The question of voter registration, right? For audits the voter register. That was has not been dealt with properly. I think the political parties should, especially the APC, should pay attention to these issues and say, we agree on 80 plus recommendations. How are they going? Rather than recasting a battle, we don't essentially get any immediate benefit right now. Those are the things we for pay attention to and should say we deliver for and behalf of the people of Sierra Leone. But even the legislations them, we don't write. Now draft. They've not gone yet to Parliament for let Parliament approve them. And until Parliament approve them, you can only speculate. Like I tell you, 40-something pieces of legislations here, we then don't write, right? We get for validate them, and we don't validate them with the Office of the Attorney General. By the way, his office is doing a fantastic job as part of this process. We need for validate all the way I carry them go to Parliament. We are not even sure if we say or don't write this so, Parliament will go accept them. I'll give you an example. There is a provision in the Tripartite Committee we say the appointment of the Electoral Commissioner, the Chief Electoral Commissioner, and all other commissioners, including other top positions in our government, for be drawn through a search committee. So rather than the president just sit Solomon and say, I appoint Khadija as Chief Electoral Commissioner or as Commissioner, the Tripartite recommends say, you set a committee so they get civil society, they get interreligious council, everything. They advertise for the job. People they apply, then do public interviews. When they don't do public interviews, right? Then select 1 or 2 or 3 people. Now from that one list there, the president go appoint. So that he reduced the president's indiscretion for just appoint you there one for appoint. That part there has been written into law, draft law. We go for the AG go submit them to Parliament for let parliamentary approval. I think as a country right now, all the one they will like democracy and the peace of this country. I think so that process there for support, for implement fully all those 80 recommendations. If we did that properly, and the PPIC regulates the political parties then do what they're supposed to do. We support ECSL and strengthen them, right? And provide all them clarity and checkmates there so on the conduct of the election. We might get to a better election in 2028 than 2023.
As a way of wrapping up, Doc, going back to the video they used this morning as a case study, prospects day for letting 2 leaders there come back to this point?
Yes, I would say yes. This is my feeling, and I might be wrong. I don't think they are enemies. I assure you this.
But what went wrong?
Okay, I don't think they are enemies. I feel right now is who makes the first move. I don't think they are enemies. There were good examples of President Bio, then the candidates, then the opposition candidates. We go back at the State House. Yeah? And gets good rapport. Remember at the time of Ebola, I wasn't here. He came, President Koroma, Giam, security, go across the country. I don't think they are enemies. I feel at this stage, one person they wait for the other person say no, now if you call me. The other answer now if you call me. I feel if they all two just say put all of that aside and say love puts the country first. Yeah? Once they take up a phone and call each other and begin for talk again and begin for get a rapport, this country will come together. However, but let me share with you waiting key easily work in a society. Khadija Emibel. On a good old party, they want to go primary school. So must stop primary school. They sell now one local market. Don't burn 5 Pekin. Physical features they don't change. They drive motorcar. For trailer, if venue becomes difficult. The easier way for Duam, if you were in a more privileged position try for look for that you party day. Who now all two be in the go school. It's much more easier. You go feel honored, you go feel respected, you go feel say you care about them. Sometimes the way you can for try for campaign either of them go say, also I come out, they might be busy. But if you take the time and pick up the phone, you go na Dove Court, so you go find them. The privilege and the honor will go again, you go big. So I feel yes, it is possible. It's just about the two leaders and say, Lord, prioritize the country and let one person take the phone.
But some people again believe, say, it might not be the two individuals in this case, former President Koroma or sitting President Bill will get a problem, but people were there around them.
I'll tell you no. It's a lie. No, salon sometimes they will not they talk true. No problem. Yeah. I have friends. Me. By virtue of my job what they do, I get friends them. We're very close to President Bill. These are my friends. Very close to President Bill. I have friends who are very close to former President Koroma. When you pick the phone and call and say then talk. I also get the same party there. We can pick the phone then call President Bill then talk. And I've had the unique opportunity where they sit also. This me party here, they call this president then talk. That me other party they call back the other president then talk. Yeah? Both men wield enormous powers. And both men, if they reach a position for talk and reflect back to 2019, all their followers will follow suit. All men, they follow suit. The one, the way they say no, will be in the minority. To tell you that a set of people are constraining either of them, the person is being economical with the truth. If they are true, take a decision today. Say, time is running out. Sierra Leone is our priority. Me, I go forget whatever grievance were old. Or any back say, forget what other grievance are old. Then pick the phone and have a conversation and do a 1 or 2 term. You go de-escalate the tension.
Likely for this. So
I wouldn't know.
You will get the close party them where they between the
they all two get the, they all two able to do if they want to. But I don't give you that example. They say where you get two party there, the one get money, the other one not get money. The one way get the money or the power, where you go find the other not gets nice sweet pass. You understand, eh? Nice sweet pass. I not say the other one way not get no can go find in company, no. But the one we get the power.
Where the one we get the
power. If you call the other one, if you go find them, Khadija, that party, you all go na St. Anne's, where they sell na bacha. If you off today, you go find them. You go sweet pass where you go try for can find you.
Well, we go left for ponder on that parable day where Dr. Tawali left on. Many thanks, Doc, as always. People they give you flowers. I sure say you go sit there and watch some of the compliments. Some might even they suggest if you fall up in the forum, so I go they give some of them free lectures there.
They go give me money for that. But I tell you, say, listen, Khadija, just as a parting note for Sierra Leone and for our country, those of us who don't get the opportunity for live outside of the country and see, it doesn't mean from time to time you know go meet up difficult circumstance. A lot of people they don't talk say current president of US, President Trump, if in Africa if I've been there, if I've been be a dictator, right? But you get a set of systems. It's a trial, but you get a system. The man wake up one morning and shuts down USAID. Yeah? But that's inside and the way they try. The law, they hold them. They constrain them. Sat inside and they outside they try. The citizens and SSF, they say no. So my parting word to the people of Sierra Leone is a Sierra Leone that works, Khadija. It no matter whether not for me or not for you, but if a Sierra Leone that works for everybody, not the best Sierra Leone. Look at what you guys have done. When you started online broadcasting over a year ago, nobody thought that this was possible. right? When you guys ended your relationship at 98.1 and say, let we begin online broadcasting. Nobody not been believe say a radio station, the traditional radio station as they know it, the traditional TV as they know it, could survive. Right? You told the people of Sierra Leone that it is possible digital space now the new direction will go there and run via digital space. You did that. Look what Lamran has done, similar to you guys. Yeah? It's a question of let we all live in harmony. The space big, live and let's live. Lord put Sierra Leone first, and let's all protect this very important country. I can go holiday today, fly, go America, enjoy. But the passion is always to come back home and get for engage with the people. The one that we want to be president across the two political parties, I think they will enjoy governing a country that is peaceful and united.
All right, thanks, Doc. We joined me this morning for talk about this very important topic. Also, I'll ask the question, say, if political leadership they able to sustain peace and cohesion. Well, from all within Dr. Trawali don't talk, we left the question back to the viewers them. And from time to time, because Liberty TV, one of the main things them way we stand for now for ensure say we shape the discussion, and also we bring to issues of public interest. We will get in conversation there so for shape the thinking of the citizens, them, especially we come to term them, we therefore make decision for elect the leaders them. Many thanks, Dr. Trawali, as always, for joining we and give you your own expertise, especially we campaign political discussion, then governance and leadership. And so now, don't join me this morning. One for say many thanks. Continue for watch Liberty TV throughout the day. We get very interesting content them all the produce for that. Many thanks to Samuel Thomas. We support the production team for bringing this edition come to you. Mina Khadija Bangura, they say have a good day.
All right, until we meet again, Mabel Kabade, so get a good week and stay out of trouble. Goodbye.